We're back with Dallas Thiesen from the Florida Pool Spa Association with an update on what's been happening this week. We're at the end of the week. Dallas, tell us what you got going on.
Well, there's been we had a lot of movement this week since we talked on, was it Tuesday, I think. Now we're up to currently, we have 11 counties with some version of a stay-at-home or safer-at-home order. There's right now, it's kind of funny because you can watch the language around this evolve, and we're adding a lot of new stuff to our lexicon this year. We got the shelter-in-place orders, like in Broward or Miami. They're coming. I mean, they're coming in with saying, "Hey, everybody's going to stay at home except for these essential businesses." We've seen in the last 2 days, we've seen both Pinellas and Hillsborough County take a softer approach, saying, "Hey, if you can maintain CDC recommended social distancing and meet those guidelines, stay open, operate, be safe. If you can't, but you're an essential business, go for it." And then you've seen stuff we had like in Marion County today came out, and they're very much, these are the types of businesses they're saying they're going the reverse direction. They're saying these types of businesses need to close. Everybody else is good to stay open. So we're signing 3 different flavors right now, and we're trying to keep everybody informed as this happens. Right as we were calling it today, Collier County is in a commission hearing right now, trying to decide whether or not they are going to issue an emergency order for shelter in place. It looks like can't say for sure, but it looks like Collier County is going to delay their decision till Monday or Tuesday. We know Lee County, which is just to the south of Collier County, is going to meet Monday morning. So, and there is talks of maybe a joint or at least coordinated emergency order for that region, because there is so much interplay between those 2 regions. We saw the same thing when Osceola came out with their emergency order this week. They were very much looking to Orange County as a template because people live, work so closely and cross those counties a lot. They wanted to have something consistent for everybody. So that's the kind of stuff we're seeing right now. We continue to track it. You brought up our website. Yeah, there's a full list there. We've also got copies of all the orders, and what we're doing for our members there is we're providing all PDFs of all those orders with the highlighted sections. So the relevant sections for our members highlighted in there. And we are encouraging our members to go ahead and print those out and keep them in their service trucks, give them to their employees who are traveling to and from work, even if they're just working in the office, coordinating service, just to make sure that they have something in their official government document saying, "Hey, look, I need to be out here. I need to be working." We just feel it's going to be the best way to avoid and diffuse any potential conflicts and out there under these emergency orders.
Yeah, that's a great place for information. Again, you can get that. Give us the web address of this again.
This is through FloridaPoolPro.biz is the best way to reach this, and there's a big COVID-19 banner or button we have there to get to. This is the industry side for pool pros in Florida to get access to this stuff. So this is on the industry side of the page of our webpage. And then the other thing we're going to talk about, you just brought that up, is with the building officials in the state of Florida. Their association, BOAF, starting last week, was putting out a regular survey to the building officials in the state to ascertain the status of their offices, whether or not they're open, how much of their services they are still performing, and what members in the construction trades can expect from those offices. So I provided that link here too to share with your listeners that that are in Florida, so they can get access to what the information BOAF's putting out about the status of their local building officials. So we're encouraging all of our members and all pool professionals to be checking on that. It's because that's going to dictate a lot about how your workflow is going to work. Up to this point, we've only had one county Board of Commissioners come out and say, "Hey, we're not going to issue new permits after current open permits are closed." But because with shutdowns or limited office staff, there may be some of that constructively essentially shutting down new permitting just because the offices aren't able to operate and process all the requests. But there's only been, up to this date, there's only been one county that's come out and said actively, we are not issuing new permits until we're past this thing.
Do you see that as potentially coming down the path? I mean, it seems like as we've kind of settled in with all of this now, that seems like the next logical step if we're going to see anything is that, active construction jobs ongoing may be able to be continued. But I'm starting to hear more and more about maybe not allowing new construction projects to begin.
Yeah, we're monitoring that situation. We're monitoring that situation now. Obviously, I think there's something to be said for the fact that construction generally happens, especially in the pool industry, even more so than other construction trades. It's a very low density work environment, and so there is something to be said that pool construction can be potentially done safely in this environment with low risk of transmission. So we're monitoring that. We're engaged with decision makers as those decisions get made. But right now, I said only one county has said we're not issuing new permits, and that's something I think as the days and weeks kind of grind on here, that issue is gonna be revisited several times.
Do you guys have an official position on that? Are you hoping to take a position that we're going to be able to keep going on that?
We would obviously we'd like to see our members to be able to keep going. And of course, we're always saying we're telling our members, hey, you're right now, because most of the state isn't under any kind of shelter in place or safe at home order. So most of our guys are going about their business anyway. Our message to our members always is practice good safety measures, like practice good safety, practice good hygiene and good personal safety, making sure we're keeping that distance, making sure that we are doing everything we can to limit potential transmission. So I think it's a question of be safe, be smart.
Yeah, and I can just talk a little bit to your members because I'm out here in California and I run a construction company, and essentially we've been under shelter in place for better part of 8 or 9 days now, depending on where you are within the state. And so even out here, the companies that are choosing to stay open are able to stay open. We have not we've been allowed to submit for new construction permits, although many of the building department have shut down their counter space, but they're taking them electronically. So we have not seen a real significant interruption out here. And as the saying goes, a lot of people kind of follow the lead of California. So just to kind of ease the minds of some of your people that may be worried about what some of this that's coming down in Florida, which is kind of new. Here in California, we're taking our productivity is definitely down, but we're still able to be working, and we're keeping the personal distancing and keeping guys 6 feet apart. But like you said, there's not generally 30 or 40 guys in any one confined space in any of the real construction phases of a pool construction project.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we're encouraging everybody in Florida, make sure you're checking with your building official. Florida building departments are supposed to be able to take permit applications electronically. But that varies. The quality of that system and the level of human interaction that needs to be involved to actually complete that permit process varies county to county. So some counties, I believe, they're going to be, when they go to minimal staffing, they're going to be hampered more than other counties would, just because of the level of human interaction they require to fully process permit applications and do plan review. So we're gonna be pushing that out with all of our daily updates. So all members see it every day, so they can always remember to check. But we're keeping a close eye on it, and we're moving. It said the counties are kind of slowly, they kind of picked up a little bit in pace since Tuesday, but I think I think the population centers are kind of locking down. The more rural areas have not locked down yet.
Dallas, one of the things we have noticed throughout the country is the problem in construction is many companies send multiple guys out in a physical truck. So there has been some adaptation. They've adopted. I know Rick Chafee was talking about it earlier today, where the truck rolls out with one driver and individuals follow along in their cars, which hadn't been a protocol for a lot of us. But that I think if we're responsible in that manner and we don't overstack trucks and stuff going out to job sites, that could also benefit, make us look better as an industry.
Yeah, I think and that's one thing as an industry we've been pushing is be responsible. Is take the threat of COVID-19 seriously. Be responsible, but go about your business. Keep your businesses going, but be safe, be responsible. I think that's the key is making sure that as an industry we are collectively responsible and taking precautions while we continue to operate our businesses. The point was brought up by someone else with another trade is right now especially in Florida with the service industry essentially the service industry shut down right now, and the hotel industry is hurting. And this is the peak time for Florida. It's construction that is keeping the Florida economy going. So we got to do our best to keep the economy going, but then also help stop the spread of COVID-19. So that is keep working, but keep working responsibly.
So what's your supply chains looking like? We got it direct from Pool Corp yesterday that they're doing everything they can. They've got provisions to keep the supply chain going. But I know down there, your proprietary, not only is Pool Corp there, Pinch a Penny's down there, Horner's down there. What do the other boys look like? Are they staying open?
For right now, I have not gotten any reports that anybody's closing down. I know that the distributors are taking precautions, like they're closing their interior space. People are it's all call-in orders. I can't tell you exactly who it is doing it, but I did hear that at least one distributor was doing call-in orders with curbside pickup. Basically, you're driving your truck in, you're picking it up, you're out, you're not hanging out in the lobby and socializing like you normally would.
Yeah, I know Pool Corp is really pushing their app where you can actually pre-order and you can curbside. Yeah, you don't even have to enter the branch. One of the things that I just want to say, there's a lot of differences of opinion out there about how dangerous this is, and so I don't want to go there by any means. We need to all treat this as if it is, but even if you have a difference of opinion about this, as an industry, just think about this from an industry perspective, is that, if we have people out there starting to abuse, then the entire industry is going to get a black eye and potentially get shut down. So whether you believe it, whether you don't, as an industry, you owe it to the industry to treat this the way within the rules, because, we would hate to see somebody who has a difference of opinion kind of blow it for the rest of the industry, because there's, we're at a time where we do have permission to be working here, and let's make sure that we all work together to keep those lines open for us all.
Absolutely. Like I said, I keep coming back to it, but we are really stressing with members, follow the CDC social distancing guidelines. Right now, that is the best information we have if you're going to continue to go out your business. Like I said, we're still in our office here at FSPA. We're following those in our office. We work pretty spread out anyway, but even as we interact, like walking through the lunch area or the hallways, we're definitely making sure that we're keeping our space to do our part, because we're here to support the industry in Florida, and we don't want to be quarantined at home either for this.
Yeah.
Fabulous. He is Dallas Thiesen from Florida, and he is fighting to keep all of the pool industry moving and pools getting built. We thank you for your leadership role. I know you're tired. You've been working long days. I talked to you a little bit, and you're beat up. So hopefully you get to take at least a couple of days off, and we'll get some updates from you maybe Monday or Tuesday.
Luckily, government does tend to usually slow down on the weekend, so we can to catch our breath before getting back into Monday, because I feel we have a few more weeks of trying to play catch up. Like I said last time, it was local government whack-a-mole, and I think it's just gonna pick right back up Monday for us.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you next week, buddy. You get some rest. You're looking a little tired.
Thanks.